Okay. So it is the end of August. We've got a few more days. It's the 27th. So we actually have, we have 4 more days for this month. So this is a great opportunity for you to finish up with your follow-ups and also start building from those follow-ups for September, because you know that new product is coming out in October, in the beginning of October. So we want to start priming people for expecting something and getting excited about it. And not all of our people are on the biohack page. We've got a lot of different ways to meet with people and share this with people. And so that's just one way. So I want to talk about 4 different ways of following up. And you can unmute yourself. If you're on the computer, you can unmute yourself on the bottom left or on your phone. I believe it probably told you when you logged in. I think it's a star or something to unmute yourself. Or you can, if you click on the chat, you can actually raise your hand. So if you see that, and then you can raise your hand and you can make comments in there and questions in there as well. Or if you really are having a hard time with it, you can go ahead and text me at 616-822-8546. And if you didn't have a pencil, I'll give that to you again right now. 616-822-8546. And then I can see your text messages come up on here if you're having a hard time figuring out the chat. And if you're having a hard time on this, and you're not used to Zoom, then go ahead and let me know that, and we can do a little mini tutorial later on how to interact through Zoom and just practice a little bit so you feel more comfortable with it. Peter, could you cover my fish? We had a late start for dinner, so I have salmon sitting there and I have a cat sitting right next to my salmon going, ooh, it's for me. It's not. So following up. They say that follow-up, well, the fortune is in the follow-up, and that's really, really true, because as much as we share about this information, as much as we get excited about it, most people are not going to make a snap decision like that about something, even if it only costs $41 plus tax and shipping. Most people are not going to go, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this all my life. You might have a few, but more often than not, you're going to have people that you're going to be following up with, people who say, yes, I'm interested. But I'm not ready to, I don't have time to talk about it right now. I've got other stuff on my plate right now. Can we talk later? And the best opportunity that you have for follow-up, first of all, with anything with following up, is to do this in a way where you actually set an expectation of following up with them. So a good way to proceed in that is to go ahead and suggest, yes, I would love to do that. Let's set a time and day now. So is tomorrow better for you, or is Friday better for you? Would you like to meet by phone, or would you like to meet in person, go get some coffee and have a chance to really relax and take a look at some things? Make it opportune for them, make it work for them, but also make it work for you, and pin down a time and day. That way, they're expecting your call and they're more accountable to showing up, whether it's by phone or whether it's by whether it's in person. They're more likely to at least respond when you're following up with them again to say, hey, I'm looking forward to us meeting at this time on this day. I have somebody I'm meeting with at the pie place on Thursday, and I just texted her earlier today and said, hey, I'm just looking forward to meeting with you Thursday at 1. Are we still on? So that way you've confirmed this, they're expecting it, and you're not standing there going, okay, where are they? They said they were interested, and we don't even know if they're interested yet. So then following up from there are 4 main ways that I follow up, and I'm not 100%, 1,000% accurate on all of these. I have my lapse days too, and today was actually one of them. I've kind of got a travel hangover going on. We were only gone for a couple of days, but it's a slow start. So when you have those days, you still have a list and you still have something that you can do. And you want it to be handleable to you. Now for me, because of the time that I have allotted for this, I allow myself on a regular basis to do at least 6 follow-ups a day and more. So 6 follow-ups a day is my minimum because it doesn't take that long. And if, well, Jessica and David, there are a few people on our team who have actually done some follow-up marathons. Okay, a challenge. So let's follow up with 25 people right now. And then you start looking at how you're going to be doing that. Well, so there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. First, here's my handy dandy Life Vantage Convention book. And in this is one that I didn't fill out all the way. So in here, what I did is I have 3 pages of people that I've written down, people who I have talked with, and they've agreed to be on the biohack page, and they are actually in the biohack page. So in the biohack page, hey Connie, in the biohack page, you can find out, and I'm going to flip the screen so you can see if you're watching, so you can see on the screen where you find that on the biohack page, how you can find who you've added to the biohack page if you haven't been tracking it. I highly encourage you to start writing them down. Keep a list somewhere. You can have a list on your computer in an Excel spreadsheet. You can keep it on cards. I also have cards here. That's next. But I'm going to flip the screen right now so that I can show you where on the biohack page, and I don't think I even have the biohack page up yet, but we will. There's our training page. We'll go to biohack. Now, when you're in here, what you can do is you can search by, now I'm an admin, so it shows up a little differently now, but you can, right down here in the search this group, and you can type, oh, let's pick on Connie. So Connie Chadwick Williams. And when I do that, what do I see? I see things that she's posted right here. And I also see where there's been comments. So if she has tagged anybody, this is a good way to find where she's tagged people. So you will find your name highlighted, and then you'll find the name of the people who you have in here. Now, if you haven't been in here, let's see, I have to pick on somebody else who's not, let's see, Mary. So you can see, so Mary doesn't have a lot of posts in here, but you can see where she's tagged somebody. So you can see that Mary right here has tagged Lau. Lau is one of the people who she is following up with, or hopefully she's following up with, and I just got off the phone with her, so I know she is. And then we'll continue to scroll down and see who else she has added to the biohack page. And she has several on here. Here's Tom Bouchette. Sounds like something from a commercial. And Marlena. So Nancy. So here's a way that you can look from your own perspective. You can go search your own name and you can find out who you've added, because obviously if you've added somebody, you've tagged them on something. And if you haven't, oh my gosh, why are you even adding them if you're not going to tag them? So another way that you can check is to go into members, and you can look for people you think you've added by typing the name in right here. Or you can look down here under default, all members. It will show you who you know first. So these are the people who I know. I know a lot of people on this. So these are the people who it will show, like Denise joined about a year ago. I know that I added her. If you don't know that you added them, you can search. Let's see. Oh, that's not going to help. Never mind on that. So let's go back to, okay. So we'll go back here. So you can search in the members. You can search under members, and instead of default, where it says default all members, you can pick by join date. And the people that you've added most recently will show up here. And you can see now right here at the top, Karen Zimmerman is a new member that was added by Dina. Steve was added by Barbara Kraus today. Lisa was added by Lauren. Marianne, it says new member joined on Monday. So we'd have to go into the notes to see who added her. But this is a great way for you to see if you don't have to go back too far. If you have to go back months and months, joined on the 24th. So we have a lot of people in here. So this may take a while. So first you want to look at going by the, can we choose the default? Going by the default and see who you see in here that you know. And I can see Mary was added by me. I can see that Sarah was added by Rebecca, but I know that I added her and Rebecca was the one who approved her. Valerie is a team member. Sarah Spahar, I added her. Cindy Barnes was added by Diane. She's not one of, Cindy is not one of the people who I added, so I wouldn't follow up with her. Of course, she's a distributor, so she's on our team. But this is a way that you can find and identify these people. And then also we have a pending invited list over here. Now that's only available to the moderators, but you can ask someone. This is where we see who's been invited who hasn't said yes yet. They've said yes to being added, but they haven't, we've approved them, but they haven't accepted. So if you have a question on somebody, ask one of us how to find them. So that's your first thing. I'm going to flip this around again for this, for the share. And that's the first way that you want to start doing a follow-up. You want to look on, these are your warm leads. These are the birds in the hand is worth two in the bush, right? I'm not going to hang around in the bushes, but what you've got then is people who have expressed that yes, they are interested and they have been open to learning more information. So those folks you should be following up with, when you first add them, you should be following up with them at least every couple of days, tagging them on something new. And that may seem like a lot. And oftentimes I will let people know those little three dots in the corner. I'll flip this again and show you. The three dots in the corner. So let's go back to, oh, I got to move us out of the way here. All right, let's go back to the regular discussion page. And on every post, there's a little arrow, a drop-down arrow here. And on that arrow, it will have a turn on notifications or turn off notifications. Once someone's been tagged in something, they will continue to get tagged every time somebody else gets tagged on it. So if they don't want to, if they're going to be irritated by a lot of notifications, I don't want anybody to be irritated. I want them to be excited in here. So the best way to do that is to let them know on the upper right-hand corner of the post. Now this will show up, sometimes it will show up as a little arrow like this one. Sometimes it will show up as three little dots. And if it shows up as three little dots, they just have to hover over that and it will have that drop down, the same kind of drop down that says, oh, turn off notifications for post. And let them know about that, saying, hey, this is a really popular post, so make sure if you don't want to keep getting tagged on that, I know it's really interesting and I want to share it with you, but make sure that you hover over that and then turn off the notifications for that post so you don't keep getting tagged. All right? So I would, for the first, at least the first week, I would tag them every other day. So what you want when you first add someone to the page, in order to set up your follow-ups, and hopefully they decide sooner rather than later, but to set up your follow-ups, you tag them on the pinned post and one other post that they're interested in. That's it. And then you let them know, hey, I've tagged you on this post. I'm so excited to hear what you think about it. What's better for me to follow up with you on? Is it better for me to follow up with you tonight at 6 or tomorrow evening at 7? So that you can pin that down. And that way people, again, like I said earlier, will be expecting that you're going to be following up with them. So they're not going to be trying to avoid your call or anything like that. And it will help them be accountable to, oh, I know they're going to follow up with me, so I better go watch that video, or I better go read that article I was tagged on. Otherwise, they may not. So one post at a time for tagging. And the reason why I say that is because if this is somebody who's going to be, if you've been around for a while, you might have had somebody who signed up as a customer who you put on the biohacking page last year. Yeah. So if you're going to be following up with them on a regular basis, like every week after that or every 2 weeks after that, and tag them on something, you're going to run out of interesting things that are interesting to them, that are pertinent to them. I mean, specifically, like if somebody, an example is macular degeneration. We only have so many posts on macular degeneration. So you'll find some other science, but at some point, 10 posts in that you've tagged them on, and you do want to watch when you go to retag them to make sure that you haven't already tagged them on that one. and follow up with them each time, you'll want to make sure to be able to give them something fresh to think about. And then maybe following up in between is not following up with a businessy thing or even a LifeVantage thing. Maybe it's a, hey, how was your trip last weekend? Hey, happy birthday. I just wanted to make sure that, you had a fun time at that concert the other day. What was your favorite song or whatever? It doesn't have to always be business. Following up is creating those relationships in a way that's natural and normal and doesn't have to be salesy. So that's the biohack page. Now, there are more follow-ups besides that. So those are your warm people, right? So what about all those others? Oh, well, and we'll leave the best for last. But the first one I keep, when we have events and I invite people to events, I keep a list. So this is a list of the people that I invited to the last spa party who were not able to come to the last spa party. So I'm going to follow up with them, and I'm going to have another spa party for one. So I'm going to make sure that they are on my invitee list, personal invitee list, my VIPs, because they, at least probably 6 of them said, I'm really sorry, I'd really like to come. And the other people were just kind of cavalier about it, but I want to make sure that they're invited. I want them to feel important and valued in being invited. So people who you've spoken with, in addition to this, these are all the people, I have a list of all the people I've invited to something. And then I will mark them off when they come to something. And then I will start a whole new follow-up with them of, can I add them to the page if they hadn't said yes yet? And then I will do the third thing for follow-up. And that is my handy dandy homemade card file. Now this card file, you can see I have really fancy numbers here. They're handwritten. I didn't go to the office supply store. I just cut some cards to make little dates. So this goes 1 through 30. I give myself the 31st off. I probably won't for August because it's a hot month, literally and figuratively. But what I do is I make sure that I have 6 people in each of these sections here. So, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I only have 5 in that one. I must have already done one. And then the date, and then the next date. So I have another 6 in there. So I always have 6 here. When I start the day, these are the people I follow up with. That's the first thing I do. Because following up with people, especially if there's kind of lukewarm, doesn't feel so good. So I do it first thing in the morning. I start with one of the harder things in my day first. And I make it fun. Like, oh, what can I engage them in that'll be fun for them that they're interested in? And we talk about body language a couple of times. And when I am meeting with somebody, or when I see somebody who they're not receptive and they're sitting here like this, I kind of make a game of it, like, how long before I can get them to uncross their arms? Which means they're more open, they're more relaxed, because they're braced against something. So how can I approach these people in my card file? And then once I followed up with them, then these are folks right before we left for our little getaway 2-day thing. These are the folks that I actually followed up with. These are the folks it's been a while. I've been a little remiss in following up. So I just went through all the people. I had 63 people that I had added to the biohack page. So I made cards. I make sure I have cards for them all. And then I'm writing down for each one. Here's one that's more complete. Writing down, okay, I talked to them on this day and I sent them something on that, or interested in this. And then I will take that and I'm like, okay, from what they said, I want to meet with them, or I want to contact them again in 3 days. So I'll find my little handy dandy tabs here and I'll go 1, 2, 3, and I'll plunk their card. Oops, I'm going to lose this. And then I'll plunk their card right in here, and that might make it 7 in that one. Or I can move somebody out of that and bump them to another one. And that's where I will put them so that I make sure that they're followed up with 3 days from now, 4 days from now, whichever I chose. So I think that's really important, because if you don't do that, then you start to lose people. So then also there are people who I have when I go visiting somewhere, like I'm going to be going visiting to Michigan, I have my list of people here who I want to connect with before I go to Michigan. So a couple weeks before I go to Michigan, I'm going to connect with them and say, hey, when can we get together? Because I want to have some coffee with some of these folks and I want to see what they're doing. I want to catch up with them because I miss a lot of my friends in Michigan. And I know that they have some issues that they would be interested in seeing a way to resolve them, whether it be anti-aging or whether it be inflammation-based kind of things. I know they have some things going on. One is pet. So, and some of those people will probably have a spa party there because we have a couple distributors there. So we'll do a spa party together while I'm there, and we'll invite these folks and probably some of their friends, and that'll be warmed up. So the very last thing is the best. I say the best for last because you have customers. You have signed up at least one customer, most likely, and probably more. So do you know where to find them in your back office? And when was the last time you talked with them? Oh, so following up with your customers is key. Now we've got this handy dandy app that you can easily follow up with them on there. Let me see here. We can open up this baby. So this is what the app looks like. If you haven't downloaded it, you want to do that. It's a free app. And when I click on that, it's going to open up in a minute. There we go. Oh, it's refreshing first. So this is a good way of tracking. And this has a whole different tracking system. It has a separate text thread, or you can choose text or email for those folks. So you can add somebody in. We'll open this up. So you can add somebody in. Let's look at people. If they're a customer already, they're going to be in here already. So look, if we can get a right angle on this. See, customers. So right in the middle there, I can click on customers and I can see all of my customers and I can quickly message them and just give an update to them. So if I can click on Allison there, and I can send a message with, I can first see what her activity is. No activity today, but I can send her a message to Allison. And I can see what I sent her last, just like a regular text thread. And I can say something, I can send her, I can add something in the plus that is a media or a cart or an enrollment thing. Now she's already enrolled because she's already a customer, but I can send something on the media. Or I can just send her a message and say, hey, I know this is a great thing to have when you have a customer who has just enrolled, because the app will automatically have your customers logged in there for you. You don't even have to do that. How easy is that, right? So it will send you a message right away. You'll get a little ding. You'll get one of those little red icons that says you have a new customer. And from there, it says, would you like to check on their order? Would you like to let them know, hey, I know you have an order coming to you soon. Let me know when you get it so I can see what questions you have. And then a week after they start, I touch base with them. Say, how are you feeling? I know you probably don't feel anything real different yet, but I just wanted to make sure things are going all right and that you don't have any questions. It may be a while for you to see results, but I'm really excited to see what those are going to be. If it's skincare, hey, did you take a before picture yet? Make sure you do that now. And start making some notes of what you notice, because you're probably going to start to notice some things in the coming weeks. And I can't wait to hear. I'll touch base with you in another couple weeks. And then I have their card, and I put it in my handy dandy manual card file so that I make sure I follow up with them, so I don't lose that. And especially important for the people who are customers right now, you want to follow up with them now, this week, because they may have some questions about their order. They may be confused. I know we had a couple people who were not expecting their order to come so soon. So if we can nip that in the bud, especially in that first month that they start, so that they know how to get in to change their order. Because they probably want to upgrade and try the skincare now that they've tried the Vitality Stack. Or maybe they need some hand cream, or, again, mentioning, I'm really excited about this Super 7, code name Super 7, this new Nerf activator that is coming on, and I want to make sure that you know about it too. Is there anything else that's coming up that you want to make sure to know more about as that gets closer? I want to make sure that you're first in line to know more about what exactly this is once they announce it. And let them start to expect that and start to look forward to that. And we already know it increases from what they've said so far from the Pro 7s and above who are trying it out. It really increases your energy and it really increases your focus. So who doesn't want more energy and more focus? So that's going to be pretty incredible. We don't know price point yet. We can guess. I do know that it's 2 little capsules, sort of like the Nerf 1. I know it's all herbal, but that's really kind of all I know and all that they're willing to divulge. So it's still something exciting to say. I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to share what I know once I find out with, this is just so incredible with these Nerf activators. It's so unique on the market, and no one else has this. So I can't wait to find out what this is so that you get first information of what's on the market before anyone else. So make sure that you connect with those customers and make sure that you keep that relationship. You weren't just creating a relationship just to get their order, just to get that enrollment. That you do want to have an authentic relationship with them because they are also the people who you have from integrity, from your heart, and authentically become friends with them and gone to help them. So you are connected with them. And we do have a responsibility to make sure that our customers are well served and satisfied. And we want to intercept anything that might be going wrong or a frustration that they just don't mention and then they just don't reorder. Or they take out their credit card number and then it doesn't renew. Oh, which, by the way, the app is really great for letting you know when somebody doesn't renew or when their card bounces or something. And then you can send them a quick note. Hey, I noticed that your order didn't place this time. How can I help to get that to happen for you? And then, or did something go wrong? How can I help with getting you the product you need? And then you find out. But if we can anticipate that ahead of time so that they remain happy customers, I know for me, when I order things and somebody has set me up with that order, if they keep a relationship with me, I want to keep a relationship with them, and I'm much more likely to continue. If I have a relationship with them, I'm much more likely to continue using the products that they represented to me than if I lose that relationship with them, especially if I meet somebody else down the road who's doing the same thing, like doTERRA or Norwex. I can't tell you how many Norwex distributors I've been through because nobody's ever followed up with me afterwards, not a single person. And then I can't find them. It's not that I'm mean and I'm trying to leave them. I can't find them. So the next person who comes up and is selling Norwex, I'm like, oh, I'd like some more laundry detergent. Okay, great. So be that person who is the go-to person for somebody's better health, somebody's anti-aging, somebody's solution to a problem, and somebody's solution on the financial end of things, especially those people who have had financial interests. You want to make sure in this business, you want to make sure that you help to show them how vibrant this is. And those are great people, whether they signed up as customers or whether they have not. In the biohacking page, we do not talk about the business really. So it's important for you in this handy dandy file cabinet, my fancy file cabinet. I have a bunch of people in here who are prospects. And I don't hit them hard and fast on this. A lot of them are thinkers. They like to mull things over. But as this product is coming down the pipes, this is the time to connect. You want to really think about this now because not only 2 very unique products that you can't find anywhere else, but the third one is coming out. Cutting edge. And if you're a stock watcher, if you're into investments, if you look at the growth curve of companies, if you're an entrepreneur mindset, you look at that growth curve and where we're headed, this is the time to start talking about that. Don't forget about that because this is where our businesses build even more. And we've talked a little bit in our last calls about being choosy, about who you want to work with. The negative Nellies who are constantly pushing back and saying, well, yeah, but it doesn't this, and yeah, it doesn't that, and well, where's the study on that? Those may not be the people that you want to work with, because they're making it a lot of hard work. Find the people who are looking for that excitement and that joy, and that how can we build together? How can we climb this ladder together? Share the rungs on this ladder to step up and really make a difference for other people and ourselves at the same time. So those are my tips on following up. And again, my goal is to a minimum of 6 follow-ups daily, and it doesn't have to take long. 6 follow-ups can be done in 6 minutes easy. If you want to take more time, you can, but you can make this in 6 minutes or less per day, 5 minutes or less per day. If you pick 5, you can do some follow-ups. And the follow-ups, every time I do it, I get 1 or 2 people who are like, oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I really wanted to look at that. So there's your opportunity. And yes, they're going to forget. We forget too. So that's why the list, and that's why the note cards. And I would like to hear if anybody would like to chime in on their insight on what they do for their follow-ups that you want to share. Can unmute, or I can unmute you. Just no, I only Connie. Connie's the only hand I can see. So I'll just unmute everybody, and if so, you're all unmuted. So if there's something about following up, or how you follow up, if you'd like to share something different that you do that you think would be a good tip, or if you have a question, now's your time. Because I don't know everything. You're all good? So you're all going to take these, you're all going to take these tips and jump right in there with your follow-ups, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming, and I will get this recorded. I will get the recording on YouTube, and then I'll put it down in the thread again so that everybody has access to it. And let's see, 970-216-0962. I think that's probably Eleni. 662-665-1566. I'm not sure who that is. And LGM327. I don't know who that is either. So whoever you are, the people who you know are not on this call, especially if they're downline of you, make sure that they know about this. Make sure that they have this available to them so that we can get our whole team. Let's bring our whole team up and see if we can get across that stage by October at Long Beach. Because you got bonuses coming up, babies. All right, so thank you. Have a great rest of your night. And we're going to do Tuesday next week also, because it's Labor Day weekend. So Labor Day Mondays, a lot of people have picnics and stuff. So we'll do Tuesday next week as well. Okay?
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you.
Paula.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Have a good evening.
Thanks, Paula.